Sometimes we meet someone who doesn't just enter our life. They quietly slip into our mind, our emotions, our thoughts, without warning. No dramatic confessions, no obvious declarations. Just a presence that feels different, heavier in silence, warmer in conversation, and impossible to ignore. And suddenly, the world looks the same, but feels slightly altered. Because one person now carries a meaning we didn't expect. Love doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes, it arrives as a quiet pull, a mysterious gravity between two souls who weren't looking for each other, but collided anyway. He may not have told you how he feels. He may not even understand it himself yet, but feelings have a language before words ever form. And if you pay attention, the signs reveal everything he's still trying to make sense of. This kind of connection is rare, not rushed, not forced, not dramatic. It's soft, slow, unspoken, the kind that doesn't need constant talking to be real, the kind where silence feels safe, and eye contact feels like a secret universe only the two of you understand. He isn't perfect in expressing himself. He isn't trying to impress you with grand gestures or poetic speeches. Instead, his truth slips out in tiny moments, in how he looks at you, how he listens to you, how he gets quiet around you, how he notices things no one else sees. Maybe you've wondered why your presence changes his behavior, why he suddenly goes still when you walk in, or nervous when you sit near him, why his tone softens with you, why his eyes follow without meaning to, why your sadness weighs on him in a way he can't explain. Maybe you catch him watching you. Not romantically dramatic, but tender, curious, thoughtful, like you're someone worth understanding slowly. Because when a man feels a genuine connection, one that touches not just his attraction, but his emotions, he doesn't rush, he doesn't play games, he doesn't need fireworks to feel it. He simply stays, quietly, consistently, deeply aware of you, even in the smallest moments. And the truth is, he might not even realize how much he's giving away, how his body reveals what his voice hasn't said yet, how his attention chooses you without asking permission, how he tries to act normal, yet nothing feels normal when you're near. There is a softness in him reserved only for you, a version of himself he doesn't show to the world, but somehow instinctively offers you. This is not about guessing games. It's about noticing emotional truth beneath everyday life, because sometimes the heart speaks long before the mouth ever finds the courage. And today, we're going to uncover those subtle, powerful signs. Not the ordinary ones people talk about, but the quiet, real behaviors a man displays when he feels a strong pull toward you, even if he still doesn't understand why. His eyes keep finding you in the room. When a man feels a strong pull toward you, one of the first things you'll notice is his eyes. They keep finding you, again and again, even when he tries not to look. It's not always obvious or dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle, almost unintentional, like his eyes simply gravitate to you without his permission. He could be in a group, talking to someone else, or pretending to scroll his phone, but at some point, he'll glance your way, and the moment his eyes meet yours, he'll quickly look away, smile, or act like nothing happened. This isn't about attraction alone. It's about curiosity, softness, and a quiet connection he doesn't fully understand yet. Something about you pulls his attention, your presence, your energy, your expressions, even your silence. He wants to observe you, not in a creepy way, but in a drawn-in way, like you're his favorite scene in a movie he can't stop watching. Sometimes he watches you when you're not looking, when you're laughing, when you're thinking, when you're talking to someone else. He studies you because he's trying to understand what is happening inside him. He might find himself smiling without realizing it, or feeling calm just seeing you across the room. And if someone points out that he's staring, he'll deny it, get embarrassed, or change the topic quickly. Not because he doesn't care, but because he cares more than he wants anyone to know, including himself. His eyes reveal what his voice hasn't confessed yet, that you occupy space in his mind. He doesn't stare because he's trying to figure you out. He stares because he's trying to figure himself out. That kind of attention can't be forced, explained, or hidden. It simply happens. And when it does, it speaks louder than words ever could. He gets quiet around you, not because he's shy, but because he feels something. When a man feels something powerful for you, silence becomes his safe space. He isn't quiet because he's shy or because he has nothing to say. He's quiet because he's overwhelmed by what he's feeling and unsure how to handle it. His mind doesn't go blank, it goes full of thoughts, awareness, and emotions he didn't plan to experience. He becomes extra conscious of his words, his body language, even his breathing. Suddenly, every sentence he might say feels important, and he doesn't want to say the wrong thing. Around everyone else, he may be confident, funny, talkative, the version of himself the world knows. But with you, his energy shifts because the connection feels different, real, emotional, unexpected. You're not just another person in the room. You're the one who makes his heartbeat change rhythm. He pauses more, listens more, watches more. It's like he's tuning into your presence, trying to understand why you affect him the way you do. Sometimes he stays silent because he enjoys simply being near you. Words feel unnecessary. Your presence feels enough. Other times, he fears saying something that might reveal too much. His interest, his admiration, the softness he isn't ready to expose. His quietness is not distance. It's containment. He's holding emotions he hasn't figured out how to express. That silence speaks. It says, I don't want to ruin this moment. You make me feel things I wasn't expecting. I'm trying to understand what this means. And if you ever leave the room and he suddenly becomes lively again, that's not a sign of disinterest. It's proof of how deeply your presence affects him. Because sometimes the strongest attraction isn't loud. It's the kind that leaves him speechless, simply because you're there. He remembers little things you say without trying. When a man feels a genuine pull toward you, he doesn't need effort to remember what you say. It simply sticks. He might forget big things in other parts of his life, but the smallest details you share stay with him effortlessly. It's not a conscious act of trying to impress you. It's instinctive. Your words leave a quiet imprint on him. He'll recall the name of your favorite childhood snack, the book you mentioned once in passing, the song you listen to when you're sad, or the fact that you don't like cold coffee after 5 p.m. These things lodge themselves in his mind because you matter to him. This kind of remembering isn't logical, it's emotional. He pays attention to what lights you up, what hurts you, what stresses you, what calms you. If he hears someone mention something you love, you'll cross his mind. If he passes by a place you once talked about, he'll notice. He remembers your random stories not because they were extraordinary, but because you told them. That alone makes them special. What's more revealing is how he uses these memories. He might bring you your favorite snack without asking. He might send you a song because you mentioned liking a similar one. He might comfort you in a way that shows he remembered your insecurities, fears, or dreams. Not to manipulate, but to support. He may even remember things you forgot you shared. Men don't hold on to emotional details for just anyone. When he remembers without effort, it means he listens with his heart, not just his ears. Deep inside, he's trying to build a quiet emotional map of who you are. And often, he won't brag about remembering. He'll show it in small, thoughtful actions. Those subtle recalls reveal something bigger. He sees you, he values you, and a part of him is already holding space for you. He gets protective in subtle ways. When a man feels a strong emotional pull toward you, protection comes naturally, not in dramatic, movie-style gestures, but in quiet, subtle ways that reveal how deeply he cares. He doesn't need to say, I'll protect you. His behavior says it for him. It starts with small, almost invisible actions. He walks on the side of the road closest to traffic without thinking. He checks in when you're traveling, not out of control, but concern. If you're cold, he notices before you say anything. If someone talks to you disrespectfully, you'll see a shift in his expression, a controlled tension, a silent warning, like he's ready to step in if needed. This protectiveness isn't about ownership or ego. It's instinct. Something inside him senses your presence as precious, and he feels responsible for your well-being. Even if he hasn't admitted his feelings yet, he might make sure you get home safe, offer to fix something, or subtly position himself beside you in a crowded place. When you're stressed or upset, his voice softens, his patience deepens. He becomes calm and steady, wanting to shoulder some of your emotional weight. He won't always verbalize it. Men who feel deeply often protect quietly. He doesn't want to overstep, doesn't want to scare you away, so he protects in ways you might only notice if you look closely. The truth is, he doesn't protect you because he thinks you're weak. He protects you because to him, you're important. And sometimes, his protectiveness shows most when you're not around him. He worries, he wonders, he hopes you're okay. Protection, in his world, is an expression of affection. It says, I care about your safety, I care about your peace. I care about you. And even if he never says those words aloud yet, his actions whisper them every time you're near. He mirrors your energy and reactions. When a man feels an unexplainable pull toward you, his body begins speaking a language he doesn't even realize he's using. He mirrors you, your expressions, your tone, your pace, your mood. Not because he's copying you, but because your energy syncs with his emotions. Human beings naturally mirror the people they feel deeply connected to, but when it's him, it's stronger, softer, and almost instinctive. If you lean in, he leans in. If you smile, he smiles. Sometimes even before he realizes he's doing it. If you cross your arms, he'll do it too without thinking. If your energy shifts, calm, excited, quiet, thoughtful, so does his. It's not imitation, it's resonance. This mirroring is subtle but powerful. When you're happy, he lights up. When you're quiet, he softens, like he wants to meet you where you are emotionally. It means he's tuned into you, reading your presence, matching your rhythm. He's not trying to act cool or perform. His emotional connection overrides his logic. And here's what's even more telling. He mirrors your emotional responses too. If you're upset, he gets uneasy. If you laugh unexpectedly, he laughs too, even before he processes the joke. If something hurts you, you'll see it in his eyes, like your emotions echo inside him. This behavior reveals something deeper. He feels safe with you. He feels drawn to you. He wants to understand you, not forcefully, but naturally. Mirroring is one of the strongest subconscious signs of emotional attraction. He doesn't decide to do it. His heart decides first, and his body follows. And that's when you know. It's not just interest. It's connection, the kind that doesn't need words, because the energy between you speaks louder. He tries to be near you, even without talking. When a man feels a powerful pull toward you, being near you becomes something he seeks without even realizing it. He doesn't always need to talk, flirt, or impress you. Sometimes just existing in the same space feels enough. He'll sit or stand closer than necessary, choose a seat near you in a group, or find reasons to be in places you often are. It's not forceful or obvious. It's gentle, quiet proximity. Like gravity, he just drifts toward you. He might pretend it's coincidence, walking by your desk, showing up in the same hallway, lingering in a room just a little longer than needed. He doesn't do this with others, only you. Your presence simply feels right to him. There's a comfort in it, a calm. He may not even fully understand why he feels safer, lighter, more himself around you, but he does, and that feeling pulls him in. What's beautiful is that he doesn't need constant conversation. He could sit next to you in silence and feel content. With most people, silence is awkward. With you, it feels warm. It feels like connection without effort. Even when talking to others, he'll angle his body towards you or position himself within arm's reach. Not to control the space, but to inhabit it with you. Sometimes, he'll act casual, like he just happens to be nearby, but in his mind he's aware of you, your presence, your energy, your movements. He likes being close because it brings him peace, excitement, and a sense of belonging all at once. And here's the truth. When silence feels comfortable, when presence feels meaningful, when closeness happens naturally, it's not coincidence. It's connection, the kind he can't explain, but can't stay away from either. His mood changes. When you're around, when a man feels a deep pull toward you, his emotions stop acting the way he expects them to. Your presence becomes a quiet switch inside him, one that changes his entire energy, even if he tries to hide it. You walk into a room, and suddenly he's more alert, more aware, more alive. It's not dramatic or obvious, it's subtle. But if you pay attention, you'll see the shift every time. If he's having a rough day, your presence softens him. He may not smile big, but his shoulders relax. His tone becomes calmer, and a different kind of light returns to his eyes, the kind that only shows up for you. When you're near, he listens more, looks more, breathes differently, like being around you resets him. Even if he tries to stay serious, a tiny smile sneaks in, or his voice becomes warmer without him noticing. And if he's in a great mood and you're upset, he'll sense it instantly, and his energy will match your emotional temperature. If you're quiet, he'll go quiet. If you're sad, he becomes gentler, patient, protective. Your feelings affect him, not because he's weak, but because his heart pays attention to yours. Sometimes he gets nervous instead, fidgeting slightly, fixing his hair, adjusting his clothes, talking a bit faster or slower than normal. Attraction and emotional connection don't always make men confident. Sometimes they make them thoughtful and careful, trying not to mess up. What gives him away most is this: he doesn't react like this with others, only you. Your presence has a unique emotional fingerprint on him. You influence him without trying, and he responds without meaning to. That's not just liking someone. That's chemistry, a pull, a feeling too real to ignore, even when neither of you has spoken it out loud yet. He gets nervous or fidgety around you. When a man feels a powerful emotional pull toward you, his confidence doesn't always show first. His nerves do. He may be composed around everyone else, but with you, something shifts. His hands might fidget, he might play with his sleeves, adjust his watch, touch his face, or keep fixing his hair. It's not insecurity, it's awareness. You make him feel something he can't quite control, and his body reacts before his mind can calm it down. He might suddenly struggle with simple things, like forming a sentence he had perfectly in his head a second ago. Words come slower or faster, or not at all. He may laugh at the wrong time, clear his throat, or take a little longer to respond because he's trying to sound normal even though his heart is racing. Imagine someone trying to act casual while holding lightning inside. That's him. It's not fear of you. It's fear of messing up in front of you. He wants to impress you, but more importantly, he wants to avoid saying or doing anything that would push you away. Connection makes people vulnerable, and vulnerability makes even the calmest souls tremble a bit. You'll notice tiny tells. He breathes a little deeper when you're close. He straightens up his posture when you look at him. His voice may crack slightly or soften unexpectedly. Sometimes he suddenly becomes too quiet, not distant, just overwhelmed. And the funniest part? He might walk away thinking he looked silly or awkward, not realizing his nervousness wasn't a flaw. It was proof that you matter, proof that something about you shakes his usual control. When a man who's normally composed loses his rhythm around you, it isn't confusion, it's chemistry he can't hide, even if he never speaks it out loud. He always notices when something is off with you. When a man feels a deep emotional pull toward you, he becomes attuned to your energy in ways even you might not expect. He notices when something is slightly off, even before you speak. A change in your tone, your posture, your silence, the way you type a message, the way your eyes don't shine the same. He picks up on it instantly. It's not because he's analyzing you, it's because he feels you. You don't have to tell him you're upset. He senses it. You don't need to describe what's wrong. He already knows something's shifted. It might be a pause in your voice, a sigh you didn't realize you let out, or a forced smile you thought you hid well. He sees through it gently, not intrusively. Even if you try to act fine, he can read the tiny emotional fingerprints you leave behind. He may ask, "Are you okay?" in a quiet, sincere tone. Not the casual version, the one that carries concern. The one that says he's ready to listen if you want to talk, and respect your silence if you don't. Sometimes he won't even ask. He'll just soften his behavior, be extra gentle, stay near you, or try to lighten your mood in subtle ways. This awareness isn't responsibility, it's instinct. He doesn't feel obligated. He feels connected. Your emotions echo inside him, and he can't ignore them. He doesn't do this for everyone, only for the person who has unintentionally taken space in his heart. He notices because he cares. He notices because your well-being matters to him more than he admits. He notices because your happiness impacts his own. And when a man senses your sadness without explanation, that's not just interest. It's emotional alignment. It's a heart quietly tuned to yours. 10. He gives you special attention without realizing it. When a man feels a deep, magnetic pull toward you, he starts giving you a kind of attention he doesn't even realize he's offering. It isn't forced. It isn't strategic. It's natural. You become the person he instinctively responds to first, the one he looks at when someone cracks a joke, the one he listens to more carefully, the one whose opinion quietly holds extra weight. He may think he's treating everyone the same, but his behavior towards you tells a different story. He remembers your preferences without trying, pays closer attention to your mood, and reacts faster when you need something. If you speak, he stops what he's doing to hear you better. If you walk into a room, there's a subtle emotional shift. He becomes more alert, more engaged, more present. Even when he's talking to others, there's a part of him always tuned to you, listening for your voice, noticing your reactions, aware of your presence like background music he can't turn off. He values small interactions with you, the tiny conversations, the random jokes, the quiet moments. He'll give you time, patience, softness, and focus he doesn't give to everyone else. It might show up as offering help without being asked, checking on you before leaving, or paying attention to the little changes. A new tone in your voice, a slight change in your expression, a hesitation in your words, and he doesn't realize he's doing it. That's the most telling part. He's not trying to impress you or win you over in those moments. He's simply drawn to you in a way he can't explain. His heart leans before his mind catches up. And when a man gives you this quiet, natural, unintentional priority in his attention, it means you're already in a place inside him that words haven't touched yet, but feelings have claimed completely. Rare, he looks at you like he's trying to understand you. When a man feels a deep, unshakable pull toward you, his eyes don't just look, they study. Not in a judgmental way, but in a soft, curious, almost mesmerized way, like he's trying to understand who you are beneath every layer. It's the kind of look that lingers half a second longer than it should. The kind that feels warm, searching, thoughtful. He's not just noticing your face, he's noticing your reactions, your pauses, your emotions, the way you think, the way you exist. He watches you not because he wants to analyze you, but because he's trying to connect the feeling in his chest to the person in front of him. You intrigue him, you quiet him, you make him want to understand your moods, what makes you laugh, what makes you withdraw, what brings light into your eyes. It's like he's silently asking, who are you really, and why do I feel this way around you? Sometimes his gaze looks intense, other times soft, almost protective. He may look at you when you're speaking, but he also looks when you're occupied, when you're lost in thought, when you don't realize anyone's watching. Those are the moments he's trying to understand the parts of you that you don't openly show. And if you catch him staring, he might look away quickly, not out of embarrassment, but because he's afraid you'll see the depth before he's ready to explain it. This isn't the look of casual interest. It's not surface-level attraction. It's curiosity wrapped in affection, mixed with a hint of wonder, like he's trying to solve a mystery he doesn't necessarily want to solve too fast, because discovering you feels meaningful, slow, special. His eyes search not to judge but to know. And when a man looks at you like that, you're not just someone he likes, you're someone he's quietly falling into. One thought, one glance, one heartbeat at a time. He gets jealous but tries to hide it. When a man feels a strong pull toward you, jealousy doesn't always show up loudly. Sometimes it shows up in the quiet corners of his behavior. He won't say, "I'm jealous," because he doesn't want to seem possessive or insecure, especially if nothing has been confessed yet, but you'll feel it in the little shifts. His tone may change slightly when you talk about another guy. He might go quieter, suddenly distracted, or ask casual-sounding questions like, "Oh, who's he?" or "How do you know him?" He pretends he's just curious, but beneath that calm voice is a tiny sting. He doesn't want to control you. He just doesn't like the idea of someone else getting close to you in the way he wishes he could. He'll be polite and composed on the outside, but inside his mind is racing. He imagines losing something he hasn't even fully claimed yet. And that feeling scares him more than he'd ever admit. Jealousy, in this case, isn't toxic. It's tender. It's protective. It's emotional proof that he feels something real. If he hears another man compliment you, you might notice the subtle tightening of his jaw, a small inhale, a shift in posture. He may try harder in the moment, crack a joke, add to the conversation, stand a little closer, not to compete, but to remind you he's there. And after that moment passes, he'll act totally normal, like nothing happened, like he didn't just run an emotional marathon in his head. But the truth hides in his reaction. When someone threatens the space he cherishes with you, even silently, his heart reacts first. He gets jealous not because he doubts you, but because he already values you. He isn't trying to claim you. He's trying not to lose you before he's even had the chance to tell you what you mean to him. He opens up emotionally more than with others. When a man feels an undeniable pull toward you, something inside him softens in ways even he doesn't expect. Men are often taught to carry their feelings quietly, to be strong, controlled, unaffected. But with you, He drops that armor without realizing it. He begins to open up, not because he planned to, but because his heart feels safe in your presence. He tells you things he doesn't tell others. Little stories from his childhood, fears he keeps hidden, dreams he rarely shares. His voice changes when he talks about his real feelings, a little slower, a little deeper, a little more honest. It doesn't happen all at once. It starts small. A comment about something that hurt him, a vulnerable thought about his future, a personal doubt he normally wouldn't admit. He may surprise himself in the moment, suddenly aware he's revealing more than usual, but he doesn't pull back. Something about you makes him feel understood, accepted, seen. And that feeling is rare for him, maybe even new. He doesn't just share facts, he shares emotions. He might tell you when he's stressed, when something scared him, when a memory made him sad, or when a moment made him proud. He'll share his opinions more openly too, not to impress but to be genuine. He wants you to know who he really is, not the filtered version he shows the world. And here's the clearest sign. He listens to you emotionally too. When you open up, he doesn't get uncomfortable or change the subject. He stays present, attentive, supportive. Your vulnerability invites his, and his invites yours. That emotional exchange becomes your silent language. Men don't open their inner world for just anyone. When he shares his heart, his fears, his hopes, and his truths with you, not because he has to, but because he wants to. It's not casual connection. It's trust. It's comfort. It's the beginning of closeness he never expected, but no longer wants to avoid. He treats you differently, softer, kinder, more patient when a man feels a deep, unexplainable pull toward you. His entire behavior softens around you in ways that even he doesn't fully understand. There's a gentleness in his tone, a patience in his reactions, and a kindness in his actions that feels different from how he treats others. It's not about flirting or trying to impress you. It's instinctive. You bring out a calmer, warmer version of him. He gives you grace, even in moments when he could get irritated. He explains things more gently, listens more closely, and responds more thoughtfully because your presence naturally disarms the guarded parts of him. With others, he might be blunt, joking, or straightforward. But with you, there's care in every word and every pause. He doesn't rush conversations with you. He doesn't cut you off. He waits for you to finish your thoughts. He tries to understand your emotions, and he adjusts himself to make you feel comfortable. Even when he disagrees, he approaches you with softness, as if hurting you would hurt him too. There's also a quiet protectiveness in the way he behaves, opening doors without thinking, slowing his pace to walk with you, checking if you ate, or asking if you reached home safely. He notices when you're tired, when you need space, when you need encouragement, and instead of teasing your emotions, he honors them. Respect becomes his love language with you. This isn't the softness of weakness, it's the softness of meaning. You matter, your feelings matter, and he treats you differently, because the connection he feels with you isn't like anything he feels with others. When a man becomes a gentler version of himself around you, it's because your presence brings peace to parts of him even he didn't know were tense. It's not love spoken yet, but it's love already felt. 15. He tries to impress you without being obvious. When a man feels a strong pull toward you, he wants to impress you, but he won't always do it in loud, flashy ways. Instead, his efforts are subtle, woven into everyday moments, almost like he hopes you notice without him having to point it out. He'll casually mention a recent achievement, show a skill he's proud of, or talk about something meaningful he's working on, not to brag, but because he wants you to see his value. Deep down, he wants to be someone you admire, someone worthy of your attention and respect. He might go out of his way to be helpful, offering support, fixing something for you, or stepping in when you seem overwhelmed. He'll try to make you laugh, share interesting things, and be his best self in your presence. Sometimes he'll dress a little better when he knows he'll see you, stand a little taller, or speak a bit more confidently. Then he'll try to play it cool, like it's just a normal day. But the effort is there, gently shining through. He doesn't want to seem desperate or obvious. There's a quiet pride in him that makes him want you to notice naturally. He may even pretend he's not trying at all, acting relaxed while internally hoping you caught the detail. If someone else compliments him in front of you, he might brush it off outwardly, but inside he feels a spark of satisfaction, hoping it matters to you. It's not about showing off. It's about earning a place in your eyes. He wants to be someone you feel proud to stand beside, someone who inspires you, someone who feels like a steady presence in your life. And the most beautiful part? He doesn't change who he is. He just becomes a sharper, more thoughtful, more sincere version of himself around you. Because when a man's heart leans towards you, everything he does quietly whispers, "I hope I'm good enough for you."